Stop on that loud pedal.
Yeah. Coming at you, Mike. All right, here we go. Y'all, we have made our way right back to Phoenix, where we were testing just a couple weeks ago, in the process of getting everything set up again, ready to go. It is a I don't know, it's like being part of the circus. Put the big tents up, get the tables and chairs out, get everything unloaded, and start over again. Town to town, city to city.
So heavy.
Is this like deja vu? Like we were just here?
We were just here.
But isn't this kind of like a good spot for you to come hang out?
Yeah, it's hometown. This is great.
Hometown.
Everybody's all like, it's so hot.
It's not.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold here. It is cold. It is cold. You doing homework?
I am, yeah. Yeah, I'm setting up our wear charts for the weekend so we can track how much we wear in the clutch, and I get our Rockwells down so Mike has all of his info.
What are you doing?
Watching.
Watching.
What I do best.
That's what Blaine's doing.
Yep.
Blaine's watching.
Make sure all the rings get on the distance.
Oh, Austin, you're still here.
I know.
Yay! That kid's a hard worker.
He is a hard worker. He is a hard worker. All right, folks, y'all are always asking me questions, and y'all ask some good ones, but I'm always talking. So I'm over here in the clutch department with Izzy, who's actually working on a motor plate, and I'm going to get on the opposite side of the motor plate. So Mr. Donald Fuller asked, are these blocks designed off of a factory block or something else?
They are actually based off a 426 Chrysler Hemi.
Awesome. And are they like all
Nothing
race
special.
now though?
Nothing special.
Just old Chrysler Hemi based stuff.
Chrysler Hemi.
They are billet aluminum now, and there is no water in these things, but yes, for all us Mopar people out there, I'm one of them. You can go to the Parts Plus store and get rod bearings and main bearings for a 1969 426 Chrysler Hemi. They'll fit right in there, but it is all race stuff. That's pretty good for a guy from on the opposite side of the motor plate. There he is.
Something like that. Had a good teacher.
That's me now.
Yep, I'm going to you. And this is not really, well, this is on both sides of the motor plate. So John Z said he was listening close, and whatever Mike did, we could hear a slight change in the sound of the motor. Did he make a final adjustment to the air fuel mixture?
Yes, he did. He's actually adjusting the air as you're pulling into the box to adjust our idle. So we have the proper idle to leave on. Oh, yeah. And then when you're staging, Clay drops the clutch and you're going to hear the tone change in the motor from the clutch actually engaging. And you can actually hear you go on full nitro as well. If you're listening even closer, you can hear when you adjust the fuel and go all the way on high.
And that's when it's time to what?
Stop on that loud pedal.
Yeah. Hey, Lance. So Jim Bowe asked, has there ever been a time when a drag race car has started back up in the shutdown area, like I was saying about pulling the coil wires off because we didn't have kill wires on one of our test laps?
Gordon Menio in Columbus, I forget the year, was stopping and rolling to a stop, and the car started up and ran into, I believe, Eddie Hill's traction. And Melanie Troxel also did it more recently.
Yep, I think she run into one of the balloons in Pomona. One of
Correct.
the big, yep.
Unfortunately, I think it was the last time down the racetrack too.
So I've had a bunch of people asking me why I pulled the coil wires off when I got to the far end of the racetrack. We did not have any kill wires with us, so why would I pull the coil wires off?
Well, to stop ignition, because there's nothing else to do it. The problem is that the engine is so hot then, even with the ignition shut off, it's liable to relight.
Yep, that's a fact. So towing it back, you definitely want zero ignition.
That's correct.
If it starts up, it can be ugly. Let's just say that, because you're not expecting it to. So that's why I pulled the coil wires off. And Lance just told you it has happened. Gordon Minio ran into Eddie Hill one time. So anything you can do to make these things not start back up. All right, Austin. Rick Kelsch asked, what is Draggy?
Well, Rick, Draggy is a GPS device. You got it right here that we attach to the car with Velcro, and it is Bluetooth to any cellular device, iPhone, anything like that. And it tracks performance as the car goes down the track, gives back data from the run, and there you go. That's where the record came in.
Yep, so that was really Rick's question, was what is the Draggy world record?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show your name there because I didn't know how to say it properly. So Rick, the Draggy app keeps world records. You can go online and you can see what the world record is, and the GPS device, Velcroed, and we had O-rings holding it too, because obviously the car takes off really hard.
Yeah.
So we set the world record with the Draggy. It's a pretty cool deal. I mean,
is super neat.
what is that thing, like $150? And,
Oh, it's
and it's tiny. Look at this little guy, y'all. This tiny little thing.
works good too.
Yep, I bought mine from 1320 Video, and so that was pretty crazy. So Dan Kesey actually asked how accurate. So Austin was working, and I was able to take the time slip and compare it. It basically was within 300ths of a second of the run that I posted, which is pretty good for something that is doing it Bluetooth for
Yeah.
a car pulling 4.5 G's the moment you step on the throttle. But guys, there's your answer. What's Draggy? That's Draggy right there.
Boom.
Like while you're finding the bolt there, I've been getting a bunch of questions, and Josh Warford asked, what RPM do we stretch our engine out to, and what does it idle at?
Well, the engine idles at about 2,600, 2,650, and engine RPM is a little bit all over the place. Our engine will rev up to 82, 8,300 most runs, sometimes a little higher, but there are other guys out here that have their engine revving up to like 8,600 on the starting line. But it's all that matters is what the RPM is at the finish line.
So like a 330 mile an hour run, about where will we cross the finish line at?
About 8,400.
About 8,400.
About 8,400.
So Joshua, there you go. There's the answer.
So Clay, you're asking us all these questions. I think it's my turn. So why is there tape on your helmet right there?
So we got the helmet taped up. I've been doing that for years. I love my Bell helmets, by the way, but so the reason I tape these things up, kind of like a donkey, I only want to look where I need to go. I am a bracket racer at heart, and I'm bad about looking over at the car in the other lane. And we're not bracket racing here. I don't need to drive the finish line, but the more I tape it up, the less I can see. The Hans device and everything keeps me from moving around too much. But I did this real early in my career because of bracket racing, and basically that it is. Same thing you do to a donkey and a horse. Just make it where it's hard to see anywhere but straight. So there's your answer.
There you go.
Laura Freeze wants to know what we do with cracked crankshafts.
Throw them away. I mean, there was long time ago, people went crankshafts to put in motorhomes and stuff. But when we're done with them, they're pretty much done. It's a shame because it's so expensive.
What does a crankshaft cost?
Depending on the company, somewhere between $4,800 and $5,500 each. And figure the math, they're good for 10 runs. So it's a very expensive part of our program, but if you let it, if it wants to go 10 and you try for 11 and it breaks, instead of a $5,500 new crankshaft, it's $75,000 to approve because it ruins everything.
So the trash can is definitely the best place for them.
Yeah, as far away from the car as possible.
Scrap metal.
And there is no healing chamber.
All right, guys. last question. You ain't got to run them facing me. Where are you running off to?
Well, I just want to get your camera view. I don't know.
So the last question, I'm getting this a lot. And with that short block setting there, where is, I'm getting in my rental car. Where is the Angry Hornet? So I have answered that a few times now. So the old Angry Hornet got a job.
Jizob.
A jizob.
A normal jizob.
A normal jizob. Hornet's like me and Donna. He's been married forever and ever and ever. And his wife was nice enough to let him to go racing full-time for a couple years.
She cracked the whip.
She cracked the whip. Angry Hornet's not out here because of that. No, truth is, Hornet got a real job. He's working at a machine shop that does a lot of race engines.
A normal job.
He's got a normal job. Anyway, we missed the Hornet. He's our buddy. But he'll be around some here and there.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
Liking,
Subscribing and sharing. I have never missed a moment of stomping on that loud pedal.
Bam! Perfect.
Hey guys, thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, subscribing and sharing.
Subscribe and share with all your friends.
Bam!